Hello YouTube, Intuitive Edge here. So tonight I would like to look at US-China relations. There seems to be some interesting things developing in the news regarding our relationship with China. And I just want to see kind of where things are heading with our two countries. So I'm going to take a look at that. I'm going to go ahead and set this aside and I'll be right back. All right, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle up here, and we're just going to look at U.S.-China relations. I have a spread written out. We're going to look at the past, the present, kind of what's the hidden, maybe what's going on behind the scenes, any upcoming news or items, obstacles to overcome, and what we as Americans need to know. And then any thoughts about the future and where things are headed. So give me just a moment while I shuffle. Okay, all right, so let's cut the deck. So we're going to look at the past with China. Now this is, the Ace of Wands is a card of beginnings and creative ventures, and it's a positive energy of moving forward. So this would indicate that in the past that the relationship we had with China was fairly well. And the present. So the present is, now I'm getting an interesting message with this. We have the Knight of Swords. This is a aggressive energy. It's facing back toward this past. To me, this feels like there's that this energy is looking back at the past, and there's like some changes. So I'm wondering if there is something like with the current administration going back into our past relationship with China, and maybe looking back through the years or the decades a little bit. There seems to be some looking backward, maybe looking at how things have been, looking at trends, looking at maybe where things have kind of gone wrong in their opinion. But there's something about looking back over the past and seeing something in the past that may be affecting how things are trending today. So that's the emphasis there. This is what's going on behind the scenes. Now this is a card of taking risk. And it's kind of an ominous card. It's like, don't take risk, be careful. This is what's behind the scenes, things that are going on. So there could be some elements of taking risks or being careful to avoid pitfalls or avoid risk with the current administration. In looking back, again, I feel that looking back into the past with China. But this is like, be careful and don't take too much risk. Or it could be that there is a little bit at stake. So, and I may get more on this too, because feels like there's still some energy on these three here. So, but let's keep going for now. I have the Three of Cups on. This is the card. This is in the position of what's coming up, things coming up in the news. So there could be some partnerships that are talked about in the news. There could be some new, maybe some, let's see. Do I want to say, is it new ventures? So what's coming up in the news, I feel like this is highlighting maybe partnerships or relationships, perhaps people that are working to to spotlight China for partnering of some sort. Doesn't seem to be terribly bad energy on it. It feels like a positive thing, but it could be highlighting of partnerships. This is the card of the obstacle to overcome. Interesting, we would have the Pan card. It's also the Devil card. It's also reversed. When I see this Devil card reversed, to me it's the reversal of bondage or removal of obstacles, and that's interesting that it's in the position of what is the obstacle to overcome. So I'm focused in on the star that he's holding on this card. I'll just show it so you can see. And it's on the reversal. So I'm focused in on this star. And from what I feel with him holding that star, the star to me represents the United States. Our, stars and stripes. So with this image of the devil, so to speak, like taking that and holding on to it, it feels to me that our obstacle to overcome is some of our secrets or our trade secrets. I know that China has been, it's been reported in some news articles that I've read that they've been stealing intellectual property. At least that's the allegation. And that there are some U.S. companies that are required to give over their proprietary secrets of their company to China in order to do business. And so there's some things that are kind of not so nice. And this feels like that's the obstacle to overcome is to keep our sovereignty while maintaining a balance with them in trade and in our relationship between our two countries. We have to remain sovereign and strong, and not have any subversive or undue influence that undermines our companies or our economy, that kind of thing. So that's the obstacle that we have to overcome with them. Now, what we as Americans need to know, what could be coming up in the future. Okay, guys. When I flip this card over, I get an image, and I'm not sure how to decipher it. I get an image of like a rolling scroll of digital numbers, like numbers adding up, or numbers or currency, or and again, bear with me, I'm going to try to explain what I'm feeling. This is the position of what we need to know. And I see, like when someone wins a jackpot, and I don't know if any of you have ever been to a casino, or you see those jackpots where you win and it just keeps spinning and spinning and spinning, and you hear the ding, 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 and these numbers keep going out, and it's like accumulating, and it keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. So I might sit with this for a moment. Okay, again, I just keep seeing this, there's going to be something coming up. This is in a position of what we need to know is that I don't know if it has to do with China's currency or our currency, or something with, I don't know if it has to do with revaluation. That's kind of a big word. I don't know if that's what we're talking about here, but there's something with adjusting or readjusting numbers or balancing things out, but I just keep seeing like this running of this tally that is just like spiraling out of control. It's like just this tally is just going and going and going and going. I'm sorry, I don't know what it means exactly, but this is something coming up, and it has to do with a currency or some sort of reset, that might shift, might make a shift in trade or value or something. All right, let me keep going. I'm going to see if I can get a little more clarity on this. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. Drives me nuts when I get something like that and I don't have context, and so I don't know what it means. I just know that I'm feeling something coming. Okay, all right. So future relations. So could be now we have the moon. This is like things could kind of cool off a little bit between the U.S. and China. There could be a little bit a little bit of maybe some tension or some I feel like kind of a parting a little bit, parting of the ways a little bit. I do think that we will continue to maintain, but it may be a surface thing that the United States maintains, and that China also. They may be paying each other kind of lip service, but it feels like there's a little bit of parting of the ways, eventually, that there may be a little more delineation. It's not going to be a cozy, nice, warm friendship. They may kind of put that front up for a while to kind of, everything, we're working things out kind of thing. But it does feel like there's a pull or a little bit of it's a little tepid. The relationship is not going to be quite as robust as it's been in the past. And it just kind of feels like a little bit of that moon, that illusion energy, sitting in with it. Let's see what we have underneath. Underneath, we have the Ten of Pentacles reversed. This upright, this card is a card of financial strength and security. And when it's reversed, it can indicate a cooling off or difficulties present. Things maybe not quite as good as they could be, or as good as they have been. So I think there may be some, and again, whatever this is that's coming up, as I felt over here, could be indicative of some shifts or changes with regard to the United States and Canada, perhaps having some more differences of opinions in terms of trade, or how we want to treat each other, how we feel we're being treated by each other. So anyway, if I get any more clarity on what this spiraling of the money, figures, numbers, dollars was, I'll do a follow-up video and kind of give some clarity on that. But so anyway, I'll leave that here for now. I appreciate you stopping by my channel. If you liked it, leave a like, and we'll catch you next time. And everybody, take care. Intuitive Edge signing out. Bye-bye.